Hello friends, this is Dharmin Patel. Welcome to the lecture series of Mathematics 2. In this lecture, we will discuss about the properties of inverse Laplace transform. Here, we studied the already inverse Laplace transform and its formula. Here, these are some formulas of inverse Laplace transform. We know about it. 1 upon s is a Laplace of 1. So, inverse Laplace of 1 by s is 1. Inverse Laplace of 1 by s minus b is e raised to bt. Inverse Laplace of 1 upon s plus b is e raised to minus bt. Inverse Laplace of s upon s square minus a square is cos hyperbolic at. Inverse Laplace of 1 upon s square minus a square is sin hyperbolic at divided by a. Inverse Laplace of s upon s square plus a square is cos at. Inverse Laplace of 1 upon s square plus a square is sin at divided by a, and inverse Laplace of 1 upon s raised to n is t raised to n minus 1 gamma n. And we also studied the first shifting in inverse Laplace transform. Here these are some formulas of inverse Laplace transform first shifting property. Here when our s is replaced by s plus b in every term, then we multiply our function ft with e raised to minus bt. If s is replaced by s minus b in every term of inverse Laplace transform, then we multiply ft with e raised to bt and we get the final answer. Now we will see the first property of inverse Laplace transform. All the properties of inverse Laplace transform depends on the properties of Laplace transform. Here we know the property of Laplace transformation. If Laplace of ft is phi of s, that implies Laplace of ft divided by t is equal to integration s to infinity phi of s ds. Here we can convert this term into the inverse Laplace transform. Then we have a inverse Laplace of integration s to infinity phi of s ds equal to ft divided by t. So that is the nothing but Laplace of ft divided by t equal to integration s to infinity phi of s. Then we convert into the inverse Laplace transform. Then we get inverse Laplace of integration of phi of s ds equal to ft divided by t. That means when ft is divided by t in the Laplace transformation, we will take the integration of Laplace of ft. That means we are taking the one-time integration of phi of s, where phi of s is a Laplace of ft. In the reverse process of integration of phi of s, we divide ft by t. Now, if we have a inverse Laplace of 2 times integration of phi of s, then ft divided by t square. If we are taking the inverse Laplace of 3 times integration of phi of s, then ft divided by t cube in the inverse Laplace of given integration. Now we will see some examples related to this topic. Here in the first example we have a 2 times integration, and in the second example we have a 3 times integration. Let us see how to solve these examples. Our first example is L inverse of 2 times integration from s to infinity phi of s, where phi of s is 1 upon s into s minus 2 ds. Now we will calculate this property. Here Laplace inverse of integration s to infinity second time integration phi of s ds is equal to, we have a 2 times integration, so ft divided by t square on right hand side. Now we have a result number 1 is ready. Now phi of s is equal to 1 upon s into s minus 2, and ft equal to L inverse of phi of s. That implies L inverse of 1 upon s into s minus 2. And now we will find the L inverse of s upon s minus 2 by partial fraction method. Here we are applying the direct partial fraction method, which is L inverse s minus 2 minus 1 upon s. After simplifying, we have a 1 by 2 come outside, and now we have a 1 by 2 L inverse of 1 upon S minus 2 minus L inverse of 1 upon S. We know both the inverse Laplace. Therefore, we have a 1 by 2 e raised to 2t, which is the inverse Laplace of 1 upon S minus 2, and 1, which is the inverse Laplace of 1 by S. Now our ft is equal to 1 by 2 e raised to 2t minus 1. Put this ft in our result number 1, which is ft upon t square. Now after applying the ft upon t square in our result number 1, we get the directly answer as ft upon t square, where ft is 1 by 2 e raised to 2t by minus 1, when 1 by 2 e raised to 2t minus 1 upon t square, which is our final answer. So our final answer is 1 by t square e raised to 2t minus 1 by 2. Now we will see the second example, which is triple integration s to infinity 1 upon s minus 2 whole square ds cube. Let us see how to solve this example. Here Laplace inverse of phi integration s to infinity second time, s to infinity third time integration phi of s ds 3 times, then we get ft divided by t cube, because we have a 3 times integration of phi of s on left hand side, where phi of s ft equal to L inverse of phi of s, that is equal to L inverse of 1 upon s minus 2 the whole square. Now we directly find the inverse Laplace of this term, which is L inverse of 1 by s square, and s is replaced by s minus 2. That means we have to apply the first shifting property. Here we know the inverse Laplace of 1 upon s square, so e raised to 2t by first shifting property t upon gamma 2. So finally we applied here first shifting property, and after applying first shifting property we get t e raised to 2t, which is our ft, and put ft in ft divided by t cube on right hand side of the question, then we get t e raised to 2t by t cube. After solving this equation, we get the answer 1 upon t cube, t e raised to 2t by 2. After cancelling t and t cube, we get the e raised to 2t by 2 times t square, which is our second example's answer. Now we will see the second property of the Laplace transform. As we know that in the Laplace transformation, when we multiply ft by t, then we differentiate one time Laplace of ft with minus sign. If we multiply ft with t square, then we differentiate phi of s 2 times with respect to s. So we are taking the reverse process of that property in second property of the inverse Laplace transform. If Laplace of ft is phi of s, then we know that Laplace of tft will be minus phi dash s, or one time derivative of phi of s with respect to s with the minus sign. That means in the reverse case, we can say that inverse Laplace of derivative of phi of s will be minus tft. That means inverse Laplace of phi dash s is equal to minus tft. That is exactly reverse process of Laplace of tft. Now we multiply ft by t square and find the Laplace of t square ft. Then we have a minus 1 square second time derivative of phi of s with respect to s. In the inverse process of this step, we get the inverse Laplace of phi double dash s equal to minus 1 square t square ft. That means inverse Laplace of phi double dash s equal to t square ft. So finally, we can say that inverse Laplace of n time derivative of phi of s will be minus 1 raised to n t raised to n ft. Now we will see some examples related to this property. Here our first example is inverse Laplace of log of s square plus 9 upon s square plus 4. Here we don't have any direct formula to solve this inverse Laplace transform. So we have to apply some trick to solve this inverse Laplace transform. Let us see how to solve this inverse Laplace transform log of s square plus 9 upon s square plus 4. Here phi of s equal to log of s square plus 9 upon s square plus 4. That can be rewrite as log of s square plus 9 minus log of s square plus 4. In this case, we can differentiate both sides with respect to s because we don't have a direct formula of inverse Laplace. After differentiating, we get 1 upon s square plus 9 into 2s minus 1 upon s square plus 4 into 2s. Now we take the 2 common, then we get s upon s square plus 9 minus 4s upon s square plus 4 on right hand side, which are the Laplace of some function. So we have a inverse Laplace of phi dash s which is exist on right hand side. So we take the inverse Laplace both side, then we have a 2 inverse Laplace of s upon s square plus 9 minus s upon s square plus 4. Now we separate the inverse Laplace and we have a minus tft on left hand side, and on the right hand side we have a cos 3t minus cos 2t. So finally we get the minus tft equal to 2 cos 3t minus cos 2t. Here we write ft is equal to minus 2 times cos 3t minus sin cos 2t upon minus t. Now ft can be rewrite as 2 cos 2t minus cos 3t divided by t. So finally we got the answer cos 2t minus cos 3t divided by t 2 times. Now we go to the second example, which is L inverse of cot inverse 1 by s. Here we don't know any formula of this inverse Laplace transform. Now we will apply the same trick to find the inverse Laplace of cot inverse 1 by s. Here phi of s is equal to cot inverse 1 by s, that can be also rewrite as tan inverse 1s. Now we differentiate both sides with respect to s one time because we don't have any formula for tan inverse s in Laplace transform or inverse Laplace transform. Now we differentiate tan inverse s, then we get 1 upon 1 plus s square. Now we can apply the inverse Laplace of phi dash s because right hand side we have a Laplace of some function which is inverse Laplace of s square plus 1, that is a Laplace of some function. We can find the right hand side inverse Laplace which is sin t because 1 upon s square plus 1 is the Laplace of sine, and left hand side is minus t ft. Therefore, ft equal to minus sine t divided by t. So we have a inverse Laplace of cot inverse 1 by s is equal to minus t sine t. Now we will see the third property of inverse Laplace transform. If inverse Laplace of phi of s is equal to f of t, then inverse Laplace of phi of s divided by s is equal to integration 0 to t ft. That means when we divide phi of s by s one time, then on the right hand side we are taking the integration of ft one time from 0 to t. If we divide phi of s by s square, then we take the integration of ft two times on right hand side. If we divide phi of s by s cube, then we will take the integration of ft three times from 0 to t, three times in right hand side. Now we will see the example related to this property. Here our example is L inverse of 4 upon s into s minus 3 whole square. That can be rewrite as L inverse into 4 upon s minus 3 whole square divided by s. That can be compared with L inverse of phi of s divided by s. So we can take phi of s equal to numerator of this part, that is 4 upon s minus 3 the whole square. Now first we find the L inverse of phi of s. That means L inverse of 4 upon s minus 3 the whole square, that is equal to 4 e raised to 3t into t by gamma 2. Because this is the first shifting property in the inverse Laplace transform, ft equal to 4 e raised to 3t into t, because gamma 2 is 1. Here we apply the formula L inverse of phi of s upon s, that is equal to integration 0 to t ft dt. Now we will put ft here, which is 4 e raised to 3t into t. Therefore, L inverse of 4 upon s minus 3 whole square divided by s, that can be written as integration 0 to t ft is 4 e raised to 3t into t dt. Now 4 come outside and integration 0 to t e raised to 3t, and now we apply the integration by parts formula. Now we have a ft equal to 4 into t e raised to 3t by 3 minus 1 into e raised to 3t by 9, and our limit is 0 to t. After putting the limit, we get the 4 by 3 t e raised to 3t minus 4 by 9 e raised to 3t plus 4 by 9, which is our final answer of this question. Here in this lecture, we studied about the properties of inverse Laplace transform, which are actually depends on the properties of Laplace transformation. These are the exactly reverse process of the Laplace transformation property. And now in the next lecture, we will discuss about the convolution and second shifting property of the Laplace and inverse Laplace transform. Thank you very much.